Hey, it's Rob Smittix. I know I need a haircut, and if I had a mustache, I would look like that Simon and Garfunkel album cover. Anyway, we're here today at Parkway Music. We're going to talk to one of the owners, Tom, and we're going to find out what Parkway is all about. Parkway Music has been around for over a quarter of a century, providing the area with top-notch gear and expertise. Now, just walking through the door, you realize immediately that Parkway supports the local music scene by providing a wall for musicians to post gigs, want ads, and business cards. Parkway Music in Clifton Park, New York, has not one, but 2 floors of gear and instruments to peruse. So today, I will peruse, I will create a wish list, and we're going to talk to one of the owners, Tom Murphy, and learn more about Parkway Music.
The guys that work with us here, nobody's on commission. We're all a team. Everybody's salary. They're not making more dough because they sell you this.
How different is that?
Yeah. In the place that I learned what not to do, that was one of the things I learned not to do. I went to school for music, at Crane School of Music, for a couple of years. Wound up taking classes in business and music, which is more to do with the industry.
Right.
And I just found a calling there. I got a degree from Oneonta College in music industry, specializing in retailing. I did a lot of independent study projects and kind of knew this is what I wanted to do. But by the end of my second year of school, up at Crane, the music store up there at the time, they brought me to their banker. They sent me to the NAMM show, which is the industry trade show. Yeah. And I had a music store on paper before I even left Potsdam. Wow. So I kind of knew I wanted to do this. I worked for another place for a few years, learned what not to do. I'd say more than what to do.
Sure.
I'm not going to name names again. Anybody who knows me can figure that out. My partner Matt, we grew up together. We played guitar together when we were teenagers, played in bands together most of our lives. When it was time, there was somebody else involved who was kind of getting out, and he was just the obvious choice. And it was the best choice, because typically partnerships don't work. And I've never had an argument with that. We think the same, we have similar ideas, similar work ethic. We just complementary. Sure. We've delegated parts of the business. But to get back to why we started it, I mean, I knew that's what I wanted to do, but starting a business is not the easiest thing to do. We used to go to all the other music stores around, all the local stores, 30 years ago. Yeah. And some of it was pleasant, some of it was not so much. Sure. I grew up in a construction family. So did Matt. Again, part of the similarities with us. And so I had a little bit of dough as a young man, and I wanted to go buy a guitar. Yes. And I went to a couple shops, and they were like, "No, kid, where's your father? I'm not letting you try that." I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, my father's not coming in here. I'd really like to try that guitar." And like, "Nah, bring your father." And I was like, and I had $800 in my pocket. I was ready to buy a guitar, and I walked out, and I didn't buy a guitar, and I bought it at the One-Eyed Digest back in the day. Yep. So I found that I think I can do this better, and leaning to where we were, which I have the same respect for whether you're a kid just starting or a pro guy. Right. Everybody deserves the same opportunity and respect to get a great instrument and be part of this. It's supposed to be fun. This is why we do it. It's fun. We enjoy it. It's a passion. I've had representatives of the companies say to me, "You guys send back more guitars than anybody I've ever seen." Really? And I'm like, "Well, yeah. Don't send me bad guitars." Right. If I take a guitar and I sell it to somebody and I know there's a problem with it, it's just going to come back and be a bigger problem. Sure. So it's much easier to take that guitar with the problem, send it back to the manufacturer, get it replaced, get a good one, and then sell you a good guitar so I know I'm not creating a problem. Not to mention a discouraging moment for you trying to learn how to play, or just playing in general. If you're walking around, you're like, "Oh," he's like, "Hey, can I help you?" He's like, "No, but," there's always that but, Right. And so try to help them figure out what it is that they're actually trying to find. Because a lot of times, like, I want something, I just don't know what it is. Yes. And going down that path. And then, of course, just a really positive experience. Yeah. Again, this should be fun. It's a music store. It's just a great vibe, be around. Gosh, we're with everybody's morning cup of coffee. There's so many folks that just, well, what's on the new arrivals at Parkway this morning? Right. You know, and we get calls by noon selling a whole bunch of it because it's really working, and the guys are doing a great job of getting that stuff on the site and keeping it current. It's absolutely spectacular, the folks we've gotten to know. Some of them are hobbyists, some of them are somewhat famous now, but we're all still friends. People move away to Virginia, to Florida, to California, to Brooklyn, and are emailing me, Mirth, send me some strings, you know, whatever you need, you know. And they always say, oh man, I wish there was a place like Parkway where we were. We're unfortunately a bit of a dying breed. A lot of it is going corporate. But the local folks around here, young and old, helped me and Matt create this. This didn't happen because of me and him. It happened because of everybody. You know, I can't belittle the fact of, you know, and some guys buy a guitar every 5 years. Some guys buy a guitar every 2 weeks. You know, it's everywhere in between, you know. And we value everybody. And the friendships again, you know, guys that I've known throughout the years of doing this. It seems weird now, I've been doing this almost 30 years, but it's I don't feel that old.